Correct.
So after coming B, it is not equal to. So we can break the loop there only.
Okay.
And then next for the upper loop, which comes to the characters, first character comparing,
Hmm. Hmm.
we can traverse it to the next element. So here after deleting two A's, it will come to B. So next element will be B.
Hmm.
And we can keep the loop will be increasing to C like that. Again, it will break.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
But sir, here output one C should be there, no sir.
Hmm.
Sample output.
Sample output.
One C should be there, no. Two C's are there, so
Ah.
one C will be deleted.
Okay.
But in the sample output, they didn't see.
Where here? Here
Yes,
only
sir.
two C's are there adjacent. They are adjacent, so we can delete them.
If there are two adjacent means both we can delete.
Yeah, both we can delete if they are adjacent.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, cool. Okay. Tushar, can you explain? Okay, I agree. Sets will store only unique values, but how can you achieve this one? Can you explain? Can you turn on your mic? We can do like whatever when I say like that also, and we can do like we store it is in a map with a key value pair. We can store that in the key value pair, and we can check that whenever the key value, the value of any key is divisible by 2, we can delete that. If it is not divisible by 2, then we can take it as I mean one value, and we can store it in the one list or one array, and we can print it. That is also one approach. Like what we'll do is we will count. I mean, we will take the string and we will store the. Okay, okay, Tushar, no issues. So what we can do is we can do like whatever the values are there, we will store the key as a. And suppose if we take this example, map will store the values in the form of key equal to a and value equal to 3. For B it is 1, C it is 2, and D it is 3. So what happens once after storing this one in the loop in the map itself, what we will do is we will check that if any key value, I mean for A it is 3, is it divisible by 3, is it divisible by 2? No. That means what we'll do, we will take the 1A and we will take B, it is 1 only. Is it divisible by 2? No, we will take B. And if we take C, it is 2, it is divisible by 2, so we will not take this one. And for D it is 3, it is again is not divisible by 2, so we will take one value. Like this we can store and we can directly take the, I mean if it is divisible by 2 we can take it. That is one approach. And like by using pointers and iterating through that one, we can use a counter and we can do that also. Next problem, conversion infix post prefix and postfix. So how many of you know infix, postfix and prefix? Okay. Okay, let me explain about infix then. So infix is nothing but, suppose if you have any expression a plus b, then it can be written as Like for postfix, if we take this one, we will write operator between and AB. This is postfix, sorry, prefix. So for the same A plus B, if we write AB plus, then it is postfix. If it is correct in between A plus B, then it is infix only. The same expression we can say that infix. You got it? Post means operator will come left and operands will come right. Sorry, pre means. Post means operands will come left, operators will go right. Do you understood, Hemant? Good. Now we'll jump into the question. So, how to convert the infix to postfix? That means operands should come right and operands should come left and the operator should go to right side. So, like it is like AB place. So, what we need to do? First, we need to scan the infix expression from left to right. So, whatever the given expression, we need to scan. Yeah, we can use there also, and we can use by stacks also. We can do this one. This is like expression evaluation problems. These are. Scan the infix expression from left to right. Whatever the given expression, we will scan from left to right. If the scanned character is an operand, output it. Okay. If it is postfix, right? That means all the operands will be printed first. That's why if it is an operand, we will output it. Else, if the precedence of the scanned operator is greater than the precedence of the operator in the stack, then push it. Like what he is saying is, if it is operator, if it is operand, directly we will print it. Otherwise, we will push into the stack until if it is greater than the previous operator. Otherwise, if it is not greater than that operator, else pop all the operators from the stack which is greater than or equal to the precedence than that or the scanned operator. After doing that, push the scanned operator to the stack. That means, let me tell you example. Let us take this as an example. A plus B into C. Okay, this is the operation there. So first we will see if it is an operand. That means A is operand, right? We won't push into this one. We will directly print as A. And next we'll see next one is operator. So what we will do for this one? We will push into the stack. Okay, plus will be inside this one. Next is operand again. So we'll print it. Next is operator. So we'll print over here star. If you see here, it is greater than this one. That's why we kept it in the this place. And next one is C. We'll directly print over here. And after that, whatever the elements are there, we'll push it. That means, we will pop the elements star and plus. This is the operator expression. Suppose assume that this is like this star plus. In this operation, star will be initially inserted, and when it comes to plus, since plus is not greater than the star in the precedence, so what happens is after A and B, since plus came, since this is not equal to this one, until it will pop the elements which are not greater than plus, which are greater than plus. So it will come over here, it will print star. Since stack is empty again, now it will insert this plus over here, and next it will come to over here and it will print C. next whatever the element are there, it will print like this. So if it is having less precedence, it will pop the all the elements which are present in it. Okay, otherwise it will push it into it directly. So like that, if the precedence of the scanned operator is greater than the precedence operator in the stack, push it. Okay, if it is greater than, push it. Else if the scanned if the else pop the all the operators from the stack which are greater than or equal to its precedence, then that of the scanned operator. After doing that push, the scanned operator to the push the scanned operator to the stack. That's what we did. So when plus when it is star, when it comes to star, it is greater than the place, we directly pushed it. In the reverse order, when star is already in the stack, when we are coming to push the place, we popped out the star since it is greater than that one. Okay, that is happened. Next, if the scanned operator is open parenthesis, push it to the stack. If the scanned operator is close parenthesis, pop the stack and output until the closed open parenthesis is encountered, and discard the both parentheses. Repeat step 2 to 6 until the infix expression is scanned. So print the output, pop the output from the same stack. You guys understood what we are doing over here? Is everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Sir, can we use two stacks also, sir? Like for one we are using for operands, and for the other is operators.
For operands, you no need to use the stack. You can directly print if you encounter
Okay.
any operand.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it comes to postfix and infix. That means if you given the this string, that means if you see this one, if you give a plus b, you have printed ab plus. Suppose if I give ab plus, you need to print the a plus b. So how we will achieve that one? We'll see. First, while there are input symbols left, read the next symbol from the input. That means until we have, why these guys still joining? Okay. So while there are input symbol left, that means A, B, C, anything, read the next symbol from the input. If the symbol is an operand, push it in onto the stack. It is reverse of that one, right? So previously what we did, if it is uh, symbol is operator, we pushed it. Otherwise we, just 2 minutes, just I'm back. Sorry guys. So when we are converting postfix to infix, what we need to do is first we need to read the next symbol from the input. That is, they will be giving the AB place. So first we will read the A. If the symbol is an operand, that is A only, right? Then push into the stack. Otherwise, if the symbol is operator, pop the top two values from the stack, put the operator with the values as argument, and form the string. Push the result string back to the stack. Okay. Then, if there is only one value in the stack, that value in the stack is desired infix string. So, what is saying is, so if it is given AB place, first we need to push into the stack one until we encountered with the operand. So first we will push A, then will B, then again plus came, right? So what he is saying is push the pop the elements A and plus B and push back this to the stack again, so that A plus will be in the stack. So after that, what happens until this process repeats until we encounter with the last operator or operand. So if there is only one value, then we'll directly pass this into the in between the last values. This is what postfix to infix. How many of you understood this one? The reverse way of infix to postfix. So previously we pushed the operators, but this time we are pushing the operands. Next, infix to prefix. That means the reverse. I mean, now place will come towards the right side. So reverse the infix expression. A plus B into C will become C into B plus A. Note, while reversing, open parenthesis will become close parenthesis, and each close becomes open. That means he is saying that in the reverse order. Actually, this is not. Uh, he is reversing the string. It is not correct one. So obtain the postfix expression from the modified expression. That is, this is postfix expression, correct? So reverse of the postfix expression is, okay, he's saying that nothing but in reverse of the infix expression is nothing but first in order to get the prefix expression, he is telling us first to reverse the given string. So this is A plus B into C given. So then what we need to do, reverse this string. Reverse this string. This is C into B plus A. Okay, got it? Then what we are doing, after getting C into B plus A, for this one we are getting the postfix expression. So after that, when we got the postfix expression, then reverse this string. That is nothing but prefix. This is one of the approach. Like if you don't know how to find the prefix immediately, so you know that postfix expression how to calculate. First to reverse the given string and find out the postfix for that one, and reverse the string which is obtained now. That will be the prefix now. Is it clear? Reverse the given string, find out the postfix, and reverse that string. That's it. Is it clear? Next, prefix to infix, reverse. Read the prefix expression in the reverse order. Same, what we did. If the symbol is an operand, then push into the stack. If the symbol is an operator, then pop the two operators from the stack. Create the string by concatenating this one. This is same like postfix to infix only. But here, there we read the statement, I mean, we read the string directly from the left to right. But here we are reading from reverse. Right to left we are reading. That's only the difference. The remaining both are same only. Okay. Next, prefix to postfix. So read the prefix expression in the reverse order. If the symbol is an operand, then push onto the stack. If the symbol is an operator, then pop the two operators and form the stack from the stack. Create the string by concatenating this one. This will form the infix. From infix to, we are going for the prefix. That is a postfix. That is nothing but in order to do prefix to postfix, in between we need to use the infix statement. That is nothing but what we have done till now. Prefix to infix we need to do, and infix to postfix. These two steps we need to consider in order to directly do the prefix to postfix.
Sir, will we obtain a correct answer if we do reverse of a prefix string?
In this case, you mean to
Yes,
say?
sir. No,
Yes,
sir.
we'll obtain
Prefix to postfix.
prefix to postfix. Okay, here you mean to say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Prefix, if we reverse the string, will we get the same or different we'll get?
So, yeah, we'll get the same.
So instead of doing the two methods, we can directly do the reverse method. Given string reverse.
Without going to infix, you want to do that directly, reverse of that
Yes,
one?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. I don't think. Okay, wait. What is this? Infix to prefix. So if you do this one, we will get the. Okay. Yeah, we can do that also. Yeah, we can do.
Oh,
Yeah, if we read that one, we'll directly get the postfix expression. Yeah, correct. Yeah, this is also same. Just reverse of this prefix to postfix. There we read the reverse, read the postfix expression from left to right. This is straightforward. Is it clear? So, how many of you? I mean, is the assignment questions coming to you guys by the mentors?
evening 4:30 to 6:30 it's coming, sir.
Okay. Are you solving, or anyone pending, or anyone having doubts?
Trying, sir.
Are they
Most of
clearing?
them we are getting. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Cool. No issues. Okay. Today also we are having in the afternoon one more session, so we'll start the queues concept today.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.